Welcome to day 11 and 40 seconds for 40 days. There's a famous relationship in the Gemara between two great sages, Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. And the way the story of the Gemara goes is that Rabbi Yochanan actually was the one who recruited Reish Lakish to become the great sage that he was. The Gemara records that Reish Lakish was actually a robber. He was a bandit, someone who was involved in he had a criminal history, but due to a conversation that he had with Rabbi Yochanan, he decided to fill his life with Torah. What was the conversation? Evidently, Rabbi Yochanan one day found Reish Lakish swimming in the river, and he said to Reish Lakish, "If you are willing to commit your life to Torah, then I'll give you my sister in marriage." Seems like Reish Lakish could not refuse such an offer, and as a result, he became a great Torah sage, and he ended up marrying Rabbi Yochanan's sister. However, the Gemara uses a fascinating language when it records the conversation between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. Rabbi Yochanan says to Reish Lakish, "Return to a life of Torah. Return to the Torah." The obvious question is, what is he returning to? He was a bandit. He was a robber. Why is he returning to anything? He should not return to his life. He should welcome in this new life. But says Rabbeinu Tam, a fascinating insight. No, he didn't need to return to it because at one point in his life, he was a Torah scholar. He was a yeshiva bachar. He was someone who was learning in yeshiva, but he went off a derech. He decided to fill his life with crime instead of a life of Torah. He had that choice, and he made it. But he decided that he didn't want to be a part of that Torah world anymore. Says Rabbi Yochanan to Reish Lakish, return to that life that you once had. If you could return to it, we can accomplish amazing things. And Reish Lakish, of course, did just that. And the relationship and the Torah that came out of the Chavrusa of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish is famous. It's the Torah that we still learn to this day. And the Rav points out, you see from here how great it is someone who does tshuva, who returns to a life of Torah. If they left it, if they were doing horrible sins, but they came back to it, that person, not only are they going to be great once again, but perhaps you could even say that they're going to be greater even than they were beforehand. Reish Lakish was living a Torah life. He left that life. He joined it once again and became greater than he ever could have beforehand if he had not had committed these sins. This is the power of tshuva. When one repents, when one comes back to Hashem in a true fashion, they could become even greater than they were beforehand, perhaps even reach higher heights than ever possible. We'll be speaking a little bit more about this, God willing, in my shiur later tonight in the 4 Pathways of Tshuva shiur. Please join us then. But for now, everyone should have a great day.